Photoshop just got a huge AI upgrade. Want to remove distracting people or reflections in one click? Watch this. The People feature under the Distraction Removal tool in Adobe Camera Raw helps remove distracting people from your photos. This AI-powered feature automatically detects distracting people in an image and removes them in just one click. Before we get started, there's just one feature we need to check. So right now I have opened a raw image in Adobe Camera Raw. Up here at the top, there's this gear and it opens the Camera Raw preferences. Under Technology Previews, make sure that New AI Features and Settings panel is checked. This is going to be for distraction removal and reflection removal. So in order for both of them to work, this has to be checked. And then just say OK. And then for the changes to take effect, you're going to need to restart Photoshop. And now to use this tool, come up to the Remove tool here at the top and make sure your Remove tool is highlighted. Use Generative AI is checked. So now under Distraction Removal, select the drop down besides People. Select that and Camera Raw will automatically detect all the distracting people in the photo and create a mask overlay. Photoshop is trying to determine if there are any people in this particular photo that are a distraction. And in this example, it has detected none. So that's one example you might come up against. You might think it would identify the two people standing on the outer edges of the photo as distracting, but according to Photoshop, they are not. Let's try another example. So the same process, open up a raw image and send it to Photoshop. And first it will open in Adobe Camera Raw. Up here at the top, click on the Remove tool, make sure the Remove tool and use Generative AI is checked. Come down here and click on the People drop down. And so now you can see the overlay, and it's a red overlay by default. And this overlay has a pin over it. Of course, you can change the overlay color here. Just click on that. You can change it to any color you like, and then click Remove. Photoshop has decided that the people on the far right were a distraction because they weren't in the frame completely. But here's the before and the after. Let's see another example. Again, I have a raw image opened in Adobe Camera Raw. Click on the Remove tool, and under Distraction Removal, click on the arrow where People is. So in this case, it has a pin on just about everybody. In this example, we're going to exclude something. Normally, you might want this statue here in the middle with the water coming down as the subject and no other people around. But we're going to just say that these two guys here in the middle are the subject. So in order to exclude them manually from the removal, I'm going to click on this pin and hit the delete key. And there's some other things right here. Like for instance, this looks like a picture of somebody. So I'm going to exclude that also, and anywhere else where I think it really wasn't a person. And then I'll click Remove. Here's the before, here's the after. You can see what it did behind this one pin over here. It put another post where it removed that person. Well, what I could do is click on this pin and click Generate. So that looks better. You can see this pin over here. It doesn't have a post there anymore. So that's how you would fix an area that was removed, but behind it isn't what you would expect. So just click on the pin again and click on Generate. Here's the before and here's the after. So here's another photo, same area, but we're going to see what Photoshop does with it this time. So again, a raw image opened up in Camera Raw, clicking on the Remove tool, and then come down here to where it says People. So now everybody has a pin next to them, and I'll click Remove. What Photoshop was trying to do was isolate the fountain as the subject and remove all the people as the distraction, which in most cases you might want that also. But here with this pin, you see it generated another figure behind who was here before. So I'm going to click on that pin again and hit Generate. And there's something else there. I can click Generate again, and here's the before and here's the after. Okay, in this example here, we know pretty much what's going to happen. AI is going to analyze the photo, and I'm pretty sure it's going to think that these art pieces here are the main subject and all these people here are the distraction. Click on the Remove tool, come down here and click on People, and you can see the overlay over all these people and the pins on top of each overlay. All I need to do is click Remove. Now all the distractions are removed. There's the before and there's the after. Now we're going to remove reflections in a photo with the AI-powered reflection removal tool. And just like for removing distracting people, before you start in Camera Raw, open up the preferences and under technology previews, make sure new AI features and settings panel is checked. Currently, the reflection removal tool does not support non-RAW file formats like JPEG, TIFF, or anything else like that. It has to be a RAW file straight out of your camera. And just like before, in Camera Raw, click on the Remove tool. Make sure Use Generative AI is checked. The Reflection Removal tool in Adobe Camera Raw simplifies removing reflections from photos taken through glass windows. This tool eliminates large and prominent window reflections in just a few steps, allowing your image's subject to stand out clearly. So now under Distraction Removal, click this arrow next to Reflections. Camera Raw will automatically detect and remove the window reflections in the photo. So here's before. You can see everything in the background. This is in a mall, so you can see the stores behind this particular window, and there's the after. So you have a slider right here, and if the slider is all the way to 100, you can view the image after removing the reflection. If you set the slider to 0, that's the original image. And if you set the slider to -100, you'll view only the reflection in the glass without the original subject. So this is what's going on behind the window. You see me right here in the middle. I'm taking the photo, and you can see a display on either side in the mall and the actual mall levels behind that. There's the original image, and there is the image without the reflection. Let's try one more example. So I'll go into the Remove tool and just click on Reflections and click on Apply. Here's the before. Here's the after, all the way to 100 gives you the image with the reflection removed. About 0 gives the original image, and -100 gives you what is in the background. After you've done your reflections removal, you can go into Photoshop and remove anything else that needs to change. Got questions? Drop them in the comments below. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Photoshop tips. Remember, it's never too late to learn. Thanks for watching.